You don't get promoted by doing the same thing every day and saying, well, I've been here for X amount of time, I deserve that next position. Man, in my business, I've seen people get promoted in their first 2 months when there's somebody doing that same job that's been doing it for 3 years because of that person's attitude that in that first 2 months, how they acted, how they built leadership within the team. Tenure doesn't matter, guys.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Do Good Movement. Our purpose here is to make a positive impact in our society through real life education. The movement comes into play when you share the content to help other people do good just like you. Today, I'm gonna give you a little inside tip on the business world on how to get promoted. Before you guys like, oh yeah, whatever, like is this some like BS kind of thing? Well, here, like let me tell you something. One is I have a couple hundred people that work for me. Two is a lot of them listen to this podcast. And three is I'm doing this because I do want to see you guys succeed and get further than where you are today and go hit the dreams that you want to accomplish, no matter if that even costs me a pretty penny. But here's the deal, guys, is the workspace needs more people. They need more leaders. They need people to continue to develop because companies are growing, right? And the economy's growing. And so why don't we have you be one of those people? I know you want to make more money. I know you want to reach your dreams and all those different things. So I'm going to give you a couple simple tips on how to get promoted within your business to continue to climb up that scale and hopefully make it to the top and take over and run that business one day or whatever your heart desires. Key number one, guys, you need to put in the work before the pay. And what I mean by that is your company is always seeking who's going to be next. And why they're seeking that is because of the person above you. They need that person to move up and the person above them for that person to move up and the person above them for that person to move up for the company to continue to grow. The hardest thing in business, and the reason why I haven't sold my business, is because of the team that we built, the culture that we created. No matter how many funds I have to go create something new, the hardest part about it is to build the team. And so the team is you. It's hard to find people like you, people that are dedicated, people that want to grow, people that are willing to put in the work, people that are willing to make it theirs, people that are willing to share the same passion. That is the hardest part about business. It's not necessarily the customers, it's not necessarily the product, it's not necessarily the strategy, it's the people side of things. People is all that matters inside a company. And so with that being said, the better the people, the better the company, the more growth, the more revenue a company has, and the ability that the company could do other things with inside the industry, new divisions, new companies that they want to open up. So a company like, for an example, one of my companies or all of my companies today are looking to do that exact thing. And the thing that hinders us sometimes from hitting our plans and our growth goals that we want is we don't have a person in the hot seat ready to put there. We've done a good job doing that over the last 12 years, but there are times where we hit a wall and said, man, it's really the time to go strike on this next opportunity right now. But all of our leaders or certain people, the company are committed doing what they're doing today. And if I pull them, I'm gonna mess it up. So I really need to pull somebody under that leader to go run this initiative. And this is your striking time, guys. So please listen up here. Put in the work before the pay. Prep yourself, ask your leader, ask leaders, ask other people in the company what you can do, what you need to focus on, what you can do better. Don't wait for people to come to you and say, here's your next pay raise, here's your next promotion, here's what I need for you. You guys are in the job every day, so you could see the loopholes and you could see the opportunities. Whether you're running that idea or you hand that idea off, always be the person to find that next thing, create that next thing, fix that next thing. If it's an attitude, if it's a culture, if it's a problem, if it's a process, consistently drive that message for the betterment of the company. That's number two, the betterment of the company. You can't think about yourself if you're wanting to grow inside an organization. You always need to put the company first and what is better for the company. And you take care of the company and you serve the company, that company in return will come back and serve you. The third one is going to be patience. So you might say, Dylan, I came in this Monday and I gave it my best attitude, my best effort. I was correcting people that were wrong. I was shaking customers' hands. I was walking past trash. I was cleaning it up. I was fixing that, doing this, all that stuff. And nobody said anything. That's when patience comes into play, guys. There's things that go on every day inside the organization, and there's things that go on every day for your leader, for your boss, for the other people, where they're not going to see it day in and day out. And so you have to be patient and you have to be consistent. And what I mean by consistent is the attitude, the behaviors, the questions, the ideas, all those different things. You got to continue to pursue that every single day, whether somebody recognizes you for it or not. Because I could promise you, if you continue to do that every day, it is going to be impossible for that decision maker to not recognize you and see you. Somebody is going to see that in the company and your name's going to get brought up. And that's what you really want. You want your name brought up inside of the meetings, inside of the conversations. Because as a company's building their plans in that next thing, they need names. And I've been in plenty of these meetings when we're talking about that next game plan. The second thing we talk about right after that next game plan is, who do we got? And we go into that hat with the names and start pulling, who do we have? And that's really where we pull from to go make these things happen. And so understand, when I talk about patience, it's not going to happen on your time. It's not going to happen when you need it. It's going to happen when the company needs it. So you have to be patient for that. But as when I talked about earlier of like having passion, you guys can't be doing this and creating these behaviors just to get a better paycheck. You have to be doing these things, creating these new behaviors, operating differently, because that's your passion for the company. You see the same vision as a company. You want to be a part of that company. You believe in that company so much. That's why you're doing these things, and you have changed your behavior to be better, because you share the same vision. You share the same passion. That's your baby. So you're really doing all this work prior to getting the money. Because who wouldn't raise their hand when a promotion comes up and says, hey, this spot's opening up, I want it. Okay, so think if you're the boss and the whole team is gonna, 40 people, hey, I want that spot. I want to take that manager role. Imagine being that manager. Okay, cool. You guys all want it and you guys all work the same today. Who do we pick? Right? Make it easy for the selection by always giving it your best. And when you think you're giving it your best, ask for feedback. Go to your leader, go to your team and say, hey, what can I do better? What can I do better for my communication? What can I do better for my effort? What can I be learning to help serve the company? And then also look at the company as you own everything in there. What are some things that you would change day one? Start making those changes. You might not necessarily have the tools and resources to do that yourself, but you do have a mouth and you do have words, and you do have some type of authority over your peers or some type of leadership over them if you're the one driving the message home. And so if you're doing all this inside the betterment of the company, I will guarantee you that you'll be the next one to get picked. If you're not picked for that one, your time is coming. But you got to do this day in and day out, and there's going to be a time and a place when it is for the betterment of the company that your name is going to get selected from that hat. That's how you get promoted. You don't get promoted by doing the same thing every day and saying, well, I've been here for X amount of time, I deserve that next position. Man, in my business, I've seen people get promoted in their first 2 months when there's somebody doing that same job that's been doing it for 3 years, because of that person's attitude that in that first 2 months, how they acted, how they built leadership within the team, what they looked at, the passion they shared, the vision they created with the company, all those different things. So tenure doesn't matter, guys. It matters about who you are on the inside and what you really want, and if you're willing to put in the work before the pay. Because let me tell you how business works. The business has to put in the work before the pay. So the only way that economics of business works is if everybody does the same thing. As a company, we need to create a result. The better result we create as a company, the more revenue the company then gets. The more revenue the company gets, the more revenue the company could share, and the more resources and revenue the company has to go build other things with that might include you. That is how you grow with inside an organization. That's how you get promoted. Have that mindset. I guarantee it will show up for you, just like I've seen it show up for many of my team members. Do good.